All right, fam, welcome back to Unlockable Character. We are back at it. I just got done with the gym. I'm telling you, this car is such a piece of motivation for me, you know what I mean? It just makes me want to do more, and that's what cars can really do, you know? When you think about all the work that goes into, you know, acquiring the funds to buy a car like this, once you get it, you know, you're not, I should say you're never fully satisfied, but you're motivated more than ever to do better. And just getting into this thing every day is like, you know, a huge wake-up call, like go harder, do more. Oh yeah, but by the way guys, I reflashed the car this morning again, and I put the burbles on maximum, so let's go be a little bit obnoxious. Oh my god, you'll notice that the check engine light is still on. We're gonna fix that on Wednesday. It's the MHD flex fuel kit. We just need to check the wiring. So I started up the car this morning and it was bogging a little bit. And what happens is when you flash MHD, especially when you flash MHD Plus with the flex fuel setup, it's a multi-map. And on the multi-map, you set the base octane. So yesterday at the Shell, I set the base octane to 93 octane. And I flashed the car. The car did not like that, so I had to flash it back to a base 91 octane. So basically the tune can adjust from any octane, from 91 octane and up. And that's working really well right now. I don't want to change anything, and I'm not going to try and, you know, push the car too much until Wednesday. But after that, you know, we're going to go super hard, because I'm going to do an oil change as well, just to, you know, cover all the bases. When a car sits for, you know, 5-6 months, you definitely want to change the oil. But I had just changed the oil prior to getting into that accident, so it's still pretty fresh. It's just sat in the car for a while. Okay, we're in all-wheel drive sport right now. The power delivery is very smooth, but I still feel like it's holding back a little bit, possibly because of the MHD sensor issue. Oh, it hits hard though. It hits so hard. Yeah, that was very linear. The car is absolutely controlling the boost. It's not getting the full boost, I think, right now. I'm not going full throttle either. That's like 15 to 20% throttle. Tires, of course, are still pretty cold. Oh, jeez. Letting off the gas there, and I'm in 5th gear at 73 miles per hour, and that's how much burble there is. Insane. Makes it feel faster than it actually is. I can definitely tell the car is holding back, but I wonder if that's just a higher gear thing, 4th, 5th gear with the tune right now, because 3rd gear still feels really, really fast. the valves are open, I can close them, and the car goes back to basically sounding stock. So I'll downshift. You can barely hear the burble. It's like a tin can rattling in the back. That is too funny. I just turned the valves open again. MHD in the tune can also force the valves open in sport mode. So I already had a valve controller, so I can control it at will. But in MHD Plus, when you tune the car, when you go into sport mode, it'll open the valves, it'll force it open. So if you don't want to get a valve controller and you want to get a tune, you can do that too. I like the adjustability of, you know, turning it on and off whenever I want using the garage door buttons. I'm trying to stay decently far away from people, you know, with the car not having PPF yet after the respray. I'm super happy with the suspension right now, guys. It's the AST, no, sorry, I had AST lowering springs on my first G82, which was a rear-wheel drive 2021 M4 competition. And the springs were great, they were really stiff. It dropped it really nicely, but there was no adjustability. This time, I actually have a kit from a company called PSR Suspension, and it's a height adjustable kit, so you can raise it up and down, kind of like a coilover, but it's not a full coilover, and it goes lower than a lowering spring. And I have spacers all the way around. I believe I'm running, believe it or not, 20mm spacers all the way around, and the fitment is perfect. It's one finger fitment. It looks like I've slammed the car on coilovers, but I haven't. And it's also really economical if you don't want to drop $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on coilovers. The height adjustable suspension kit was like 950 bucks, you know? All the mods on the car are listed in the video description, so check out the links, guys. I don't get any money from those links, and I try to give you guys discount codes that I find, so check it out. The exhaust is Mastery of Art and Design. I have their single mid pipe. I have their Fat Boy downpipes. I have their cold air intakes. And I do have a 5% off code for them that you can find in the video description. The valve controller is from a company called SST. And honestly, guys, if I was to build a G82 or a G80, M3, M4, first thing I would do is the intakes, exhaust, and valve controller. So cold air intakes, single mid pipe, downpipes, valve controller. And when you get the downpipes, you have to get these two, they're called mini cats. It basically tricks the car into thinking you still have catalytic converters, and you can get those from a company called Big Daddy's Garage. They're not that expensive. I think it's 100 to 200 bucks to get two of them. And you just screw them in to the downpipes when you install them, and you won't get the check engine light. So this check engine light is not from being catless. It's from the MHD sensor that we need to take a look at on Wednesday. If you're gonna tune the car, you don't even need to get those two mini cats, because the tune will turn off the check engine light from catless downpipes anyway. So, but if you're not gonna tune the car right away, again, single mid pipe, catless downpipes, the two Big Daddy's Garage mini cats, intakes, SST valve controller, and then the next step would be suspension. I recommend a height adjustable kit, and then spacers however you like it. You know, 20mm on the M4 competition Xdrive really fits nicely and gets you that, you know, right to the fender fitment. The only thing is, when you're in reverse and you're in full lock, you're gonna hear a little bit of your fender liner in the front rubbing, but it's really no big deal, and you can shave that as well. There are aftermarket fender liners, and they give you a lot more space, and you can install that as well, but you know, I'm not too worried about shaving the fender liner or having it shaved down over time from the rubbing, so I'm not too worried about that. But I know some people could be even more OCD. And I did see comments, you know, after the car has been in an accident, I'm not really as worried. I'm gonna push it more. You know what I mean? It's just a car. And I have to remember that. In life, guys, keep the big picture in mind. Sometimes the small details can upset your mood, but what's the point getting upset about the small things? Keep it simple. Remember how fortunate you are, you know what I mean? A rock chip, it shouldn't ruin your day. You know, your car is gonna perform just the same. So I really, you know, I myself struggle with that because I'm a perfectionist, and it goes back to my childhood. Even, you know, I've always been creative, so I would draw, I would create music, and I knew sometimes that I would finish something and it was great, it was fantastic, and then I would just pick at it, like the small details that I didn't think were good enough, and I ended up making it worse. And the same thing can be true of cars, especially with like a rock chip that you try to fix up or touch up. All of a sudden you made it worse, you know? So sometimes you just have to let things go. The small things, don't let it faze you. And the more that you can become that person, the more people will look up to you as a leader, because you are calm, you're collected, you understand what's really important, you know what I mean? And so many people let a little distraction ruin their whole day. Like, I can't tell you, you know, how many times I've gone to the gym and I get there and I realize I didn't bring my headphones. And what am I gonna do? Not work out because I didn't bring my headphones? You know what I mean? No, I just kind of psych myself up. I tell myself I still need to get a good workout. The headphones aren't gonna make me work out. My own mentality is gonna make me work out, you know what I mean? So it's stuff like that, that over time you build up this mentality that you're gonna get the big thing done. You're gonna focus on the big picture, and you're going to get little things that go wrong along the way. You cannot let those little things, you know, throw you off. And I'm telling you, if you develop that mindset, you will become a leader, and no matter what you're doing. And leadership is funny, you know? Leadership is really funny. When I graduated college, and even just before I graduated college and I was doing internships, you know, I remember my manager was asking me at Dell EMC, where I was selling technical training for servers. So our clients would buy the servers from Dell, and then they would need training to, you know, learn how to set it up. And I would sell the training, and I blew past everyone else. Like, I won consecutive quarterly sales awards. But what I always told my manager was I didn't want to be the guy in charge. Like, if I need to step up, I will, because there could be an absence of leadership. But I never wanted to be that main person, you know what I mean? I just wanted to be like a subject matter expert who was really good at their job. And what I quickly realized when I graduated college and got into my first full-time role is you have to be that guy. You have to be the leader. And it's not about taking some egotistical perspective and being like, you know, I'm the best, I'm the boss. It's about, like I said, focusing on the big picture, staying calm, collected, letting the little things go, but really stepping up every day, consistency, delivering at a high level all the time. And when you see people who are struggling, as a leader, what you do is you do not berate them. You calmly, you know, build them up in a way that allows them to see what they were doing wrong and show them a better way. You know what I mean? And for me, this YouTube is a great way to do that for a lot of young men and young women, although my audience is mostly young men, to be honest. A lot of guys right now, you know, it's so difficult with the world the way it is, especially in Western countries. Inflation, the cost of living going up, the lack of jobs. There are so many computer science graduates that graduated college after 2010 that there's too many, you know? And the number of software engineering jobs are going down. So one thing that I'm gonna do specifically in the Discord, and if you're not in there, you're missing out, is show people how to use AI to create side incomes, side hustles, passive income. And Claude, which is from a company called Anthropic, they just released Claude 3.7. And I'm telling you, it's just as good as having a software engineer with 5 to 7 years of experience. And at your disposal, if you use Claude 3.7, the pro membership is like 20 bucks a month, or it's like 180 bucks a year if you pay for it in full. You can build businesses from scratch. You can build web services that deliver something of value to people from scratch. And then you can go out and sell it. You know what I mean? And not only that, once you start using AI, you will master the topic as a whole. You will start to really be excited and learn about it, and then you can become an expert. And it's not only about then developing solutions, it's about giving people your expertise. And you can then become a leader in that field. So that's how that works out, you know what I mean? And now is the best time to get into it. I still think most people aren't using AI. It's only like 10 to 15% of the population that's really, if that, you know, maybe 5% of the population that's really using it to its full extent. And what's happening is the price of knowledge is coming down, guys. So the value is how to use that knowledge to build businesses. You don't need to study computer science anymore, although it always serves as a good basis to know what's going on, especially if you're going to review the code. But now the AI is getting so good, it can review its own code. And you get into recursive self-learning where the AI can actually think through a chain of thought reasoning and understand where it went wrong and suggest solutions. And you know, with Claude, you can build things from scratch. There's so many problems out there in the world. You know, people always need something to help them simplify their issues or whatever they're working with. In business, it's documents. You need to get information from documents and create another format from it, like a presentation, a pitch deck in sales. And now with Claude 3.7, you could build a web service that ingests a bunch of documents and spits out something that the customer really needs. And it doesn't just have to be documents, it could be data. So if customers have a bunch of data about, you know, their own customers, the people that are buying their products, you can take that data and help your customers sell to their customers in a better way. There's so many ways to make money, guys. So, you know, please consider joining the Discord. You're not gonna regret it. There's so much in there. There's incredible cultural suggestions for music, movie, books, TV shows. There's investment education. There's daily options trading. There's long-term options trading, where I actually post the positions to go in, you know, a month out, 3 months out, 6 months out. And that way you don't have to worry about trading daily. You can just take a long position and then check back in a few weeks and you'll be up, you know what I mean, based on my research. Right now is actually a great time because the market just went through a 5 to 10% correction. So it's a really good time to go long on many companies. Google is a great example. It's sold off so much, but it's a great time to go long on Google. Oh my God. Yeah, that's very linear. But I do feel like the car is holding back and putting out power at a 91 octane level. So can't wait to get the MHD sensor all fixed up on Wednesday. But damn, does it sound good, you know what I mean? Honestly ridiculous. Remember guys, there's no top speed on the car anymore. So we'll definitely have to check that out. Let's see if I can adjust the steering wheel a little bit here. Traffic here. I do not want to get too close to people, so I think there's a dog in that car. It's so funny to see dogs in the back window. They're so goofy. Don't worry guys, swimming content after the PPF is definitely coming. felt really good to get back in the gym, guys. I'm telling you, for guys, once you hit your late 20s, early 30s, your hip flexors, your hip flexibility is super important. Your leg strength is super important. Leg strength is one of the keys to longevity in terms of your health. Every time there's burbles, I just can't help but smile, guys. I might keep it on because it's just, burbles is like a mood thing. Like when you're in a good mood, the burbles, they sound great. You're like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But when you're in a bad mood, the burbles are just like making your mood worse. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Yeah, the car is definitely holding back boost. Let's see if we can see it in the power meter. I think there's a way to check out how much power the car is putting out. Yeah, it's called live vehicle, I think. Yeah, those numbers, I don't know if they're right. Let's see. 1 PSI of boost. I mean, we're not under load right now, so makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, the car is at 12 PSI, so it's not, it's in like a shadow limp mode. So it looks like it's kind of protecting itself. That's super funny. We'll get that all figured out. It's kind of good that the car is protecting itself. You can tell that the tune has adapted to know that there's that MHD, you know, sensor issue, and that it's not pushing the car to, you know, 29, 30 pounds of boost. And I was wondering why the car didn't feel as fast as before, but now I know. Let's hit it here. I mean, it still sounds amazing, but I know it's only putting out 12 pounds of boost now, so we'll definitely get that fixed. Imagine, guys, almost 3 times that boost, like what that's gonna feel like. Insane. I was saying is when I get back, I'm going to show you a demo of Claude and just how powerful it is. I will tell it to create a video game from scratch, and I'll show you that it can do it, and then it can run it. It's insane. You know we got to hit it, even with 12 pounds of boost under here. Thing is screaming. It feels so good to have the car back. That was like 2.5 seconds of burble. Oh my god. Jeez. Let's see if rear-wheel drive is any different. Oh my god. So it looks like 12 PSI is only like maybe 400 horsepower on the car. When we hit 29, 30 PSI, the car is going to be putting out over 700, 800 horsepower. It's going to be absolutely outrageous. So you guys are getting a sense of what it's like before we adjust everything too right now. Oh, it still sounds so good. That whoosh, that's the intakes on the downshift. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, get around that bag. Don't want no plastic bags in my air ducts. Oh my goodness. You ready, guys? Whew. I mean, it feels crazy. I know it's not delivering all the boost, but it still feels so crazy. And just to show you guys, if I get out of M2 and go back into sport mode, there's no burbles whatsoever. This is comfort settings, 4-wheel drive. Valves are still open, but there's no burbles whatsoever. Just to show you what it's like inside the car. Valves are open, comfort settings, nothing's on sport, everything's on comfort. On the gas, off the gas, on the gas, off the gas, on the gas. Now I'll close the valves. Silent. It's like I'm off the gas, but I'm still on the gas. Now I'll off the gas. There's almost no difference between on the gas and off the gas in comfort settings with the valves closed. It literally sounds like the car is stock, which is, it's just literally mind-blowing. So I'll turn on the valves. And I will put this into rear-wheel drive sport settings. And immediately you can hear it, of course. too fun, guys, honestly. What's interesting is on downshifts you don't get the burble. It's really only when you let off the gas. I'll also get out, do a walk around the car. I know you guys have been asking for that, and with the sunlight, it's gonna look nice. Oh my God. I don't know why people go into like 2-3 lanes when they take a turn. Alright, I'm gonna tone that down. I swear there was a Lambo at like 6 a.m. just ripping up and down this road. This is exactly where I got sideswiped, by the way, but no PTSD now from that. Over it. 5 months with the car down, finally back. No issues, guys. All smiles here. See if I can find a nice spot to do a walk around of the car. You can see how quiet it is, not bothering anyone. Very nice, you know? Had the APD cruiser turn around, put his lights on. That was interesting. Going into that parking lot. One thing I've seen about these work vans is some of them stack like 10 ladders on top, and it causes chaos because debris falls off on the highway. Like, stop stacking all those ladders, man. Why do you need 10 ladders at once? Just, like, what are you trying to reach? So I'm gonna pull up here on this cross street, and we're gonna go to this hotel. It's called, I think, Epicurean, which is a food focused hotel. It has tons of restaurants. They have a really nice landing area where I'm gonna get out and get some video of the car so you guys can kind of get a walk around feel of how it looks right now. And I cannot go left up there, so we gotta go up here. This whole block is brand new. We got a new tacos and tequila place called Emilio's. You gotta check it out. These are like $1 million plus condos. Google built an office building right behind it, and it's all one self-contained block, including the Epicurean. There's also a new coffee place on here right at the corner. Trying to think what it's called. 4-5, insanely good pastries and cookies. Yeah, Midtown has had so much construction. I think there's been like 40 buildings built in the last like 5-6 years. All right, so here we are. Let's see if they don't mind me posting up the car really quickly. And you know what? It's kind of dark over here, but let's see what they do. Let's see what they say. I think I'll post it up right here for 2 seconds. I'm sure they won't worry about it. What's good, man? Good. I'm just taking a quick picture of the car. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. All right, guys, I'll switch to my camera with the regular view and I'll get some 360 footage of the car. So one thing I'll say, guys, is you can tell that the hood has PPF and the front bumper does not. The PPF will give it that even sheen where the fresh paint has been applied. You can tell the vibrance, just the amount of reflection of light is different from the painted surfaces without PPF than the surfaces with PPF. But man, this thing is sitting nice. You can tell with that fitment, right guys? That is the one finger fitment that I'm talking about right here. One finger. And in the front, it might actually be even tighter. Yeah, right about the same. So that is the height adjustable kit. And now you can get a good view of the wing, fully frozen black. It was carbon fiber, so we painted that. The reflectors on the front bumper and the rear bumper have been painted, and the diffuser, including the rear, left and right sections, and the side skirts. I mean, the thing looks so menacing. I'm so happy with it. I just can't wait for the PPF and to figure out that ethanol sensor issue, and then we will be good to go. Yeah, this thing is just outrageous. Alright guys, welcome back to Unlockable Character. I promised you I would show you how powerful Claude is. This is Claude 3.7 from Anthropic. The 3.7 version was released in the past week and a half, and it is by far the best model I've interacted with for AI that can handle programming tasks, okay? So let's just do a quick prompt here. Please create a version of Tetris and show me it running. So it's generating the code on the right hand side. That's what is considered an artifact. And what you're seeing is it actually creating the Tetris game in real time for you. And not only will it create the Tetris game, but you'll actually be able to run the code. So this is a very simple example, but it's pretty intense in terms of how much coding goes into creating a game. And Claude 3.7 with a very simple prompt is able to create this. I have a professional account, but you can still access it for free. And I recommend really playing around with this. So think about any software that you might want to create. You could create a website full of mini downloadable games, for example. That's just a quick example. You could also use Claude to create software that analyzes and segments customers for someone that you're doing consulting for. You could use Claude to analyze your data and make recommendations. Oh my gosh. Here we go. We have simple Tetris built. This is real time. This just happened. All right, let's see if we can start the game. Resume the game. All right, I am using my my arrow keys here, and I'm actually adjusting the block. So this is working in real time. Oh my goodness. So really just wanted to give you guys a quick, example of what this looks like. Claude built this in real time. That took less than a minute to build, okay? You guys have to start using AI. If you're in the Discord for Unlockable Character, I will be going hard on how to create passive income using tools like Claude. So you're really missing out if you're not on there. The link is in the video description. All right, guys, let's go.